Dow climbs more than 100 points at the open as Fed meeting kicks off. The Fed kicked off its two-day policy meeting on Tuesday. Market expect the Fed is also expected to lower its interest rate forecasts At its January meeting, the Fed indicated it will be patient in raising rates. That shift came after stocks have been on a tear since the Fed's last meeting in late January. In that time, however, investors may be growing complacent as risks such as Brexit and US-China trade negotiations remain on the horizon, said Randy Frederick, Vice President of Trading and Derivatives at Charles Schwab. On the data front, January factory orders numbers are due at 10 a.m. ET. Uknks Srivastava and Sam Meredith contributed to this report.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.